Inheriting a home with your siblings can be a huge blessing, but it can also get complicated too, especially if everyone has different ideas about what to do with the home. So in today's video, I'm going to cover some of the challenges that families face when multiple siblings inherit a family home. Hi, my name is Casey, and on this channel, I share information and tips about the local housing market here in Corona. If you like this type of information, I'd love if you consider subscribing to my channel. Now, I know this doesn't sound like a big deal, but it really does help a small channel like mine grow here on YouTube. Okay, so let's get started. Now, many of the people I meet come to me when a loved one's passed away and they've inherited a home. And even though it's a tough time for family members, it can also be a blessing. With home values here in California being what they are, it typically means that family members are inheriting a home that's worth a lot of money. And this money can be used to do a lot of good. Things like helping your adult kids buy their own home, or paying for your grandkids to attend college. But these situations can also cause problems, and these problems happen a lot more than you'd think. But for things to go smoothly, a few things need to happen. If the person that passed away had a good plan in place, like having a detailed instructions on how they'd like their possessions divided, things typically go very smoothly. But if we don't have this, everyone involved needs to be on the same page, but this very rarely happens. And when siblings disagree, it typically ends up costing everyone a lot of time and money before things are finally resolved. So let's take a look at a few scenarios to see where things can go wrong. Number 1, disagreements on what to do with the home. One of the most common problems we see is when siblings can't agree on whether to keep the home or to sell it. Now, some may want to sell the home and divide the cash, while others may have emotional ties to the property and want to keep it in the family. And these disagreements can cause tension and arguments between siblings, and if they can't be resolved, things often end up in court. But there are several questions that you and your siblings will have to consider. Are you going to sell the home? Or are you going to rent the home and split the money? Or is a family member going to move in and live in the home? And if they do, are they going to pay rent to the siblings? And there's no one right answer for every family. But at the end of the day, everyone has to agree if you want to move forward. Number 2, maintenance and costs. Another issue is trying to manage the upkeep and expenses for the home once the parent passes away. If one sibling is living in the home or lives nearby, they might be the one handling the maintenance, repairs, and property taxes. And the reality is that some family members will have the money to contribute to these expenses while others won't. But the longer it takes for everyone to agree on a plan for the home, the more these expenses add up. So if you're the one responsible for these costs, it's really important to keep good records. Once the house is sold, or if one sibling ends up buying out their family members, these records will clearly show that everyone received their fair share. And if you don't have these records, I can almost guarantee you that someone will get their feelings hurt in the end, and there's a good chance you'll end up in court. Number 3, complications with multiple owners. When you have multiple owners of a home, the decisions to sell, rent, or even renovate require everyone to be on the same page. And if they're not, it can lead to problems, but it can really slow down the process too. So the sooner that everyone can come to an agreement, the better it is for everyone. And if you simply can't agree, the best thing to do is to seek out a mediator or a professional to help resolve the disagreement as soon as you can. Number 4, taxes and legal fees. Now, inheriting a home can come with potential tax and legal implications too. And if there's no clear estate plan in place, there's a very good chance the home's going to end up in probate. And now you'll find yourself facing unexpected taxes, court costs, and legal fees. And this just adds more stress on everyone. And the best thing a parent can do to avoid these types of issues is to have some type of estate plan in place while they're still alive. And in my experience, the best tool for this is to have a trust. And a trust can lay out exactly how you'd like your money, your belongings, and your property divided after your passing. This really is the best thing you can do for your family and will go a long way in avoiding these types of problems. And I'm speaking from experience on this one. And when my parents passed away a few years ago, they didn't leave a good plan in place. And unfortunately, some family members felt they deserved more than others. And sadly, a lot of really bad things happened. And I never thought in a million years that I'd end up in court arguing and fighting with my family members over my parents' estate. But that's exactly what happened. And for years now, I've been very hesitant to share this story. But I've worked with so many families since then to help them sell a home after a parent's passed away. And I was really surprised at how many families go through exactly what mine did. So whenever I get a chance, I remind people to do everything they can to have a plan in place to avoid these types of situations, because the truth is, they really can destroy a family. Inheriting a home with your siblings can be a wonderful opportunity to pass along family wealth to your loved ones, but it's important to be aware of potential pitfalls too. And if everyone can't agree on what to do with the home or what's fair, it's okay to bring in a mediator or a professional to help explore your options. So if you or your family are dealing with a situation like this and need some guidance, feel free to reach out. I've helped guide many families through this process, and I'll do my best to help you and your family too.